Hey YouTube, hope you're doing good. This is an update coming to you after a very long time. So I was going over some phase in my job and planted tank. This tank got neglected a bit and lost all its beauty. The CO2, since I used the DIY system and didn't refill it on time, kind of plants lost a lot of their leaves, as you can see there. The Amazon sword is not looking that great anymore, but yeah, I've started the CO2 again, so as you can see the leaves are just coming back. Same goes for the grass as well, the tall grass that I had. I have made an addition though. I bought some shrimps for my smaller tank, and along with that I got a few strands of this shrub. Not sure what you call them, but yeah, I just got it, and I just let it be in my smaller tank, and it just turned into a jungle, and took a bunch of it, lumped it together, and just let it float freely. So these are not substrate based plants. They just thrive from nutrients from the water column, and after I've left it in this tank, it's doing pretty well. Kind of gives your tank that jungle look or something, like, I don't know, it just adds to the beauty of the tank. And yeah, that's about it. And it's not much that has changed in the tank other than that. Yeah, so it's there. Those sharks, I guess you've not seen them before. So a couple of them, I just got them from, I always had them when I was a kid, so thought it would be nice to have them since I have a big tank and they kind of fill it in. Not got a lot of tetras, didn't buy them recently. So kind of let these guys be there. They don't, I mean, they don't affect any other variety of fish. They have the habit of digging the substrate if you provide them with micro pellets as food source. But if you give them normal pellets, they would not bother it. They just love to feed a lot. As you can see, they've just been fed. They've got huge tummies. And yeah, they just hang out under the shade of this bush here. And a lot of feeder zebras that are there. They're pretty active, so I like them. Tetras are not that active. They kind of group together and swim together. But yeah, zebras are very fast. Just keep moving. Makes the tank look even more beautiful. Yeah, plus it always helps if you have different varieties of fish because it's an ecosystem. They all have their own bit of contribution, so to say. And yeah, they all contribute a little bit. I had some cichlids in the tank that if you remember from my previous videos, I gave them away because they had the nippy habit of, I mean, of course, there's no way you can keep a cichlid in a planted tank. I tried. Mostly they were good, but yeah, they have the habit of, like, they're predator fish, so they tend to eat the smaller ones. They nip. See this bunch of plants that is here, it was totally gone because of the cichlids. After the cichlids have left the tank, they're making their way back. So same goes for my moss that was on this driftwood. That's gone too. There's probably a small strand which you wouldn't be able to see in the video. It's a very small strand. I'm just hoping that it'll get back its foothold and come back. So yeah, it's all about patience. You just have to give it some time. And of course you would see that these strange plants. What is this? What is this talk all about? Any guesses? Well, that's a lotus. I wanted to plant a lotus and I got a few seeds from Amazon. And what I did was I didn't want to take the. I'm a lazy person, so I didn't want to take all the pain of changing the water, keeping it in a mug, draining the water every day till it sprouted. So what I did was I just processed the seeds, because there's a bit of processing that you have to do for the lotus seeds, and I just dropped them into the tank. Well, that's what you should do. You've got a tank, utilize it. It's a clean water. Fishes are surviving. It's kind of like a natural environment for the lotus to grow. And I just dropped it in. So I just let it grow. And when it's about right time and it has got a bunch of roots coming out, I'm going to move it to a lotus pond. Or maybe a small pond that I might think of making soon. So that would be a project that I can share with you on YouTube. That would be nice to see. I'd have a pond with not a big pond, but a indoor pond is what I'm planning, with some lights, so that it can give some growth to the lilies, the lotus, and and it would be nice to have with some koi, maybe, some fish, koi or guppies. If it's small, I'll go for guppies. If I can make something pretty big, I'll go with koi. But yeah, that's a project that I might take up in the future. And of course, it's going to have a water fountain. That's a plan for the future. And so also this tank, I've got a plan for this one as well. As you can see, my external canister filter is gone. Started leaking water and get rid of it. So I've got two internal filters now. And they're just doing a good enough job. As you can see, the water is pretty clear. It's clear. Two filters, good flow, not bad. And they work out at like 1/10 of the cost of the canister filter. So I think they're doing good. The only thing is you have to clean them every couple of weeks. They get clogged up. But yeah, other than that, it's fine. The DIY CO2 system is not able to keep up with my requirements. The plants that I want to grow, it's just not feasible anymore. Too much of a hassle. So as soon as I have some money, that's the limiting factor in this hobby. So as soon as I have some money, I'm going to go and upgrade this to a proper injection system with a tank. Let's see when that happens. So that's about this tank. Now, since this tank came up, I had another tank lying at my house. Had loaned it to a friend who couldn't manage it and gave it back. And so I decided that, okay, let me have it as a smaller tank with a lot of plants, maybe some shrimps, and maybe some tetras. God knows what. So just had it. So I decided that, okay, I'll make it look good. And it's totally natural. There's no CO2, nothing. So let me just show the tank to you. Then this is it. This is the tank number 2. So as you can see, tank number 2 is filled with plants. The same grass-like plant that I showed you on the other tank. It's the same plant that I've got here, but yeah, this tank does not get CO2. It just gets a light, just a light. Few tetras, as you can see the background, if you can see there. 3 to 4 tetras are there, and a few shrimps. The shrimps are breeding. We've got a lot of shrimps here now. I just introduced about 5 or 6. As you can see, that's one of the shrimps, and that's another one. Yeah, there's another shrimp. And this tank has got a substrate as well. Substrate and then some artificial sand on top of it. Some corals that my friends got from Maldives. I know it's illegal. Please don't tell anyone. But yeah, I've got some corals to hold down the grass. That's it. And I've got... yeah, that's about it. It's nothing much to this tank. But yeah, it looks nice. This growth, just have a look at it. I'll just zoom it back a bit. Just have a look at the tank. It's pretty neat. Recently I changed the lights. I mean, I had a cool daylight kind of lamp. So that was what? 6000 Kelvin LED. I replaced it with 12,000. So this is warm daylight. This is a warm daylight. And of course, this tank has an overhead filter, which is okay. I mean, there aren't many fishes, just the water needs to move a bit. Loads of plants to filter the water, so I don't care about the filtration in this tank. It's totally natural. So people, you don't need a big CO2 system always. If it's a small tank, you don't even need to dose it with any ferts. I mean, just have a few fishes and it'll just do good. I mean, just see the growth. I mean, it's filled. It's full of this. And it doesn't have algae. I mean, imagine that. We keep fighting with the algae on the big tank, but this one, absolutely no algae. Just crystal clear water. This is how an ecosystem should be. So go for it. Try it. Let me know how it works out. Why don't you all just get yourself a small tank first? And whoever told you that a planted tank needs to be huge, big, expensive, you can just tell them to go take a walk. Let me know how it works out for you. And don't get rid of the snails. They are really helpful. I just control them using the amount of food that I provide to a tank, and they just keep the tank clean. So yeah. So I'll sign off with that. Try it. It's your project. Try a small tank, and let me know how it works out. Keep some shrimps. Keep some tetras. Tetras don't eat shrimps. I mean, not all tetras, but yeah, go for the neons or the cardinals. And let me know how it all works out. So I would be willing to know. I mean, I would love to know. I'm waiting for your posts, comments. Tag me into your posts if you have videos. I'd love to see them. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and hope to be regular in the future. Thank you.